Hey guys and girls, welcome back to another beautiful video on this beautiful channel, beautiful day per usual. We're just gonna keep working on this game. I'm just gonna reposition my butt because I gotta feel good. I feel like I'm in control of my butt. There we go. So one thing I did wrong was, first of all, I left the recording because I had something to do in the last video, but I'm back. What I did wrong was I didn't do this static. I didn't make that static. I didn't go into tile. Now, and I'm gonna change a few things as well. I'm gonna do the array texture tile textures, and then you're gonna do tile here. And what was the worst thing was that I actually, tile is fine, we'll call it tile, and we'll have a few different types of tiles: passable, damaging, and just regular walls. Then we're gonna make enemy spawners and other stuff on the side. Alright, so that's gonna be a little better than having everything in one tile, but that makes it so that we're gonna have to go through a few different, let me think, because there isn't gonna be a tile in every position. So we're just gonna have tile pointers and a pointer at that position. Okay, we're gonna be good. So we're gonna make tile, we're gonna make it into a wall kinda. So instead of type, what it's gonna be is we're gonna have bool collision, bool damage, bool collision damage, and we're gonna have a bunch of different attributes that you can just set them to true or false, and then depending on which ones are true and false, we're gonna have a different effect. And we're gonna have different values. Int damage, so bool collision, int damage. We're gonna have bool, well, those two seem fine. Like, I mean, those are good. So in tile, we're gonna do a nice little constructor here. We're gonna say bool collision, bool damage, and then we'll set the damage to itself. Alright, I mean, we're gonna do it ourselves, so we're not gonna let the player or the programmer do that. So we'll just copy this. This is gonna be a simple little thingy, and I don't know what we could do. We could change it. We could actually say which texture it should have. Which texture it should have. Let me see. So how do we set that? Well, that will be by a integer. Let's see, int texture index. So we'll say int texture index because we're gonna create tiles from a file that we'll have saved in map, and there's gonna be a texture index which is gonna go in here and set the tile. There's gonna be collision damage. That's fine. We'll be able to set that. So okay, all right. So that should be fine for now. Might not be the best way to do it, but this, let me see. This sprite.set texture, this, and then we're gonna have a wait. Let me see it. What if we get in the texture rect, because it's gonna be a sprite sheet. It's gonna be a sprite sheet actually. Or we could do it like this. We could do sprite sheet, or we could do it like this. I'm thinking I want to do it sprite sheet style. So what we have to do then, we can't have a dynamic array. We're just gonna have a texture. Tile texture. Tile textures. And we're just gonna do this. It's gonna be a big texture array, or big sprite sheet with a bunch of textures, and we're going to give it a, what do you call it, a vector 2f. Vector 2f. Let's see, set texture rect. This tile textures, player tile textures, no, tile, sorry, tile textures, and then we're gonna do this right, that's set texture rect. And what is that? That is a int rect. Let's see, int rect. Let's see, rect, just like that. Int rect texture rect, and rect, and we're just gonna do that. Boom. Okay, so that's good. No big deal. Collision damage. This collision equals collision. This damage equals damage. Boom. That's fine. So I can create a tile which has collision or damage, and we're gonna make a bunch of functions. We're gonna do void update, void draw, render target per usual. Okay, so update and draw. Copy those. And I'm gonna start doing some good stuff, which is gonna make our life a lot easier. So I'm gonna go clean up in the code later as well. I'm going to add easier accessor names, easier function names. So like, instead of having to write tile.sprite.getGlobalBounds.intersect, I'm just gonna make a little function here, a bunch of functions here that help us. So inline const vector 2f get pos, just easy, const return this position, return this sprite dot get position, easy. Go ahead and do the same thing. Just copy, paste, get bounds, just easy like that, get bounds. Then this is going to be a float rect sprite dot get global bounds, easy. Then what else are we going to do? Get position, get global bounds, inline const bool is damage const return this damage. Inline const bool is collision, is collider, collision. Let's name it collider, actually it sounds better. Collider there we go. Boom, 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 easy like that. So now we have a bunch of functions, we're good. I could do this get sprite as well, but we won't need that. I think we should be fine. And then draw is just gonna do target dot draw this sprite. Update, nothing special just now. We're just gonna check if it collides with something, and then we could do that in game though. Check collision with the player, with the walls, and then we'll see if it's damage and stuff. But otherwise, update is more for walls that are gonna kind of disappear and stuff. In games where you want to do that. I don't think we need that in this game. But yeah, we can check. Let me see. Collider set texture. Okay, so we're fine. We have a tile now. Probably a working tile. All I'm gonna do is in game. I'm gonna do in init. Where is it? Init. I need to find it somewhere. Init. I'm sorry, guys, in Reels. Let me see. Draw. Okay, we're gonna do draw as well. Init textures. So init player textures. Void game init map textures. Simple. Just like that. And then init textures, where is it? Init player textures. Init map textures. Make sure that's well done. Why? Why aren't you working? Oh, whoops. Let's do this. Okay, so there we're good. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna say tile textures dot load from file, and then I'm gonna copy that in there. So wingman textures, boss is gonna pick up shapes upgrades. We're gonna do map, and then we're gonna go into one of my other projects per usual. I think we're gonna go to one of my other better projects where I have some nice, cool things I made myself. Textures. Where is it? Tiles, backgrounds, buttons, main menu, map, textures, colliders. I'm just gonna take this sprite sheet that I have, this one, and I'm gonna put that in my other folder. I'm gonna say texture sheet.png, and then how do we do that? Textures map texture sheet.png. Close that. Let's go back. So textures map texture sheet.png. Textures map texture sheet.png. Okay, so we load that texture. Easy. And hopefully it's gonna work. And whenever I make a tile, I'm gonna be able to give it a part of that thing. And we're safe because we won't be able to make tiles on our own. We shouldn't be. That's not how it's meant to be done. A saved map from a map editor is gonna do that for us. Okay, and we're gonna make that little simple map editor in the coming videos. But let me see if I can just init map. I'm gonna do this. Tile, and we're gonna say int rect. Let's go from 0 0 to 50 50. True, false. So just do that, and we have a little tile. And I want to print this tile out. Now, one more thing we have to do is we need to set a position for that tile. So get pos, and that's fine. We're going to do a vector2f position here. Position. Let's see this. Sprite.set position, and that's good. Now in game, we're just going to try this out, see if this works. Vector2f. Okay, let's see if this works now. What position do we want? We want it 100, 100F, whatever, 200, 300F, something like that. Let's make a little tile here.